Hey guys, welcome back. We are going to today hook up our cartridge to the water gates. What we're going to do is we're going to just straight up run. Well, first of all, we need to conjoin all of the cartridges onto the same line of track, right? If we don't do that, then we kind of it's not going to be manageable, right? We want the cartridge to act as a single cartridge. So they all have to be, all the carts that come from the cartridges have to be on the same line when they go to the water gates. And then after the water gates, we will figure out how we're gonna distribute the carts with redstone, with some redstone logic to figure that out. So let's go ahead and conjoin all our cartridges, and hopefully my FPS will even out. Okay, cool. By the way, each of these cartridges are not done. They're not done. We're still going to have casing on it. I just left it open so as to show everybody what it looks like when I was doing the videos. So we need to put them all onto one line before we hit the water gates. And we kind of want to go in the middle here, so I'm thinking about having these two just make a turn here, and one of them will follow the southwest rule, the other one will follow we'll do some track fun with it. Okay, so if you have more than three cartridges, you have to hook up two of them. You have to hook them up two at a time. So I would hook up these two, and then like here, I'll just do it this way then. Let me hook up this cartridge. Hold on. Okay, don't want to do that. There we go. Okay. So see how these two cartridges are now practically on the same line. Although I'm probably going to want to change that for the booster, so the booster can get through. Let's see, the booster is going to have to come through here, and I would like it to have somewhat of a boost, so let's go ahead and hold on. Sorry to have to think in the middle of our episode, but we want to make sure that we don't screw anything up later on. So let's bring this out like 3. Because remember, we're going to have a booster traveling in between each of these cartridges, right? We're going to have a booster that has to come through here to grab a cart from this cartridge, or a booster that has to come through here to grab a cart from this cartridge, or the same thing with this cartridge. So we need to kind of be careful about how we manage that. And actually, this cartridge is going to be kind of tricky because we have the smart booster right there, but we'll figure it out. I have plenty of space, so I'm pretty sure I can get that done. So what I want to do is I want to build little arches in between of just one high. Actually, I should have all of these carts just go up too high, because we need to go up too high for the water gate anyways. So I'm gonna do that, and then yeah, they're level with the water gate. This one's gonna come up. Frame rate. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Okay, there we go. Okay. So what I was talking about earlier about conjoining, if you have more than 3 cartridges, or actually if you have any odd number of cartridges except one, you can actually do that rule, but really, just do it this way. First, conjoin one line. Okay, so now these two cartridges are hooked up to one line, correct? And then what you would do is you'd actually get rid of all this cobble. And you're going to do like a binary tree kind of thing. So you're going to take this line and this line, which is going to go straight up like that, and then come over. And this is really simple track logic, really simple track logic. There's redstone logic, right? And then there's track logic. And personally, I prefer to use track logic most of the time if I can. I mean, sometimes it's not possible. But track logic is very I don't know if it's the right word, but to me it's very analog, and it just feels like if you can do something with track instead of redstone, you're saving yourself, you know, a bunch of thinking, you know, and it's a lot more elegant. I don't know. I grew up doing CSS and web design and all that, so very, very semantic community. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I'm placing wooden blocks at each of the turns to the water gate, because we're gonna have redstone there, which is kind of annoying. Okay. And then we need to intersect with each of the water gates. Perfect. Now here's the tricky part. With our track logic, we can decide to default a cart to a certain water gate, or we can decide to default a cart to a specified area. I would prefer to default a cart to a specified area, because what if our cart is already in one of the water gates that we're trying to choose? In other words, what if for whatever reason a signal, like say we made a bug in our station, and a signal is sent to each water gate, right? But or a signal is sent to our cartridge, but not to our water gate, and then we kind of have a problem because a cart isn't going to get released from our water gate, and we're going to have a cart sent to the water gate. So that's not good. We have two carts, two carts in one water gate, which water gate's not designed to handle two carts as it is, because we've kind of built it that way. It'll just kind of bounce off and make that water gate a little bit clogged. And then after that happens a couple times, it's kind of bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to default the track. See what I'm saying by default? What I mean by defaulting the track is I could, instead of doing, I could do this. So if we send a cart from a cartridge, right? Ignoring the redstone logic and whatever buttons or pressure plates that we push. If a cart is sent from the cartridge, right? And for whatever reason, none of these wooden blocks, the redstone torches under them, for whatever reason, they're not active, then a cart will come all the way to the end, and then once it gets to here, it'll just come into this water gate by default. So we kind of don't want by default any carts to go into the water gate. So what I would prefer, and you can do this a couple ways. What you can do is, in your lobby, you can handle overflow, right? So let's say the cartridge has one too many carts that it can hold. Well, if a cart goes through the entire cartridge check and decides that it can't handle any more carts, well, you can just send that cart to your lobby area where someone can pick it up and take it to another station or something, and handle it that way. At least it's not in the system, clogging the system. That's the point of overflow. And you can send this line to that same overflow line, and that's not a problem. Or you can even route this line back to the cartridge, do the cartridge check over again, and then, if it can't fit it in the cartridge, then it'll just go to overflow, right? So I'm not really sure what I want to do. I'm kind of liking the idea of sending it to the cartridge. Only problem with that is it's sort of on the opposite side of this room, and I'm sort of running down. I'm down to my last 2 stacks of track, and we still have quite a bit of tracking to do. So I'll probably have to go mine more iron. But yeah, we have the logic here. I want you guys to think about what's going to be controlling these wooden blocks. What is going to be controlling these wooden blocks at each of these water gates? Because this is very important concept. You guys should be able to figure it out. I think it's not very hard. Just think ahead a little bit. And by the way, last thing I want to mention is you could have actually used the southwest rule, because remember a cart, will just ignore it. Never mind. Just do this binary tree kind of method, and it'll work every time, even if you have like 60 cartridges. You just got to keep lowering them. Okay, so in the next episode we're gonna go ahead and, I believe, conjoin our main track lines onto a single line and then work with that, because I want to have a destination selector but not a complicated one for each of these platforms. And I need to work that out. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work. So we'll figure that out, and then we'll go ahead and wire everything up. And I don't think we'll get to wiring on the Watergate area yet. So yeah, in the next episode we'll work on the platform a little bit more. So I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and tell your pet parrot Steve.